right, I'm just gonna start this off by saying I am not angry. I'm passionate. All right. I've been in this game for like nearly 7 years, and I was just about to update my energy quiz for Pokemon Go, and I remembered the changes we made for Season 17, like all the pretty and beautiful changes that this one right here, Incinerate, the 20 power, yep, and where is it right here? Yeah, the whole Fletchling line getting Fly, we like that. All right. And there were multiple other changes that like made a lot more Pokemon more viable, and that made some unviable or not as viable, not as busted. Like Breaking Swipe not being a guaranteed chance to drop attack, aka Steelix. And like maybe Rayquaza in Master League, but I'm not a Master League specialist, right? So this is a good change. We don't like guaranteed 35 energy fast moves that we only made exclusive to Rayquaza, but then gave to everybody else before making this change. This is obviously hindsight is a 2020 type deal, right? So this is fine. This is a good change. I'm glad it happened so fast. Uh, this Iron Tail thing is to be determined. Like the Pokemon that learn Iron Tail at the moment are like what? Bastiodon, Moveset Explorer, Iron Tail. We got Aggron. These guys don't exist. Dragonair, but why would you give up Dragon Breath? That guy's not in the game. Serperior, but why would you give up Vine Whip? Seviper, but why would you give up Poison Jab? Those guys aren't in the game. T-Tar, Steelix. So yeah, it literally affects like 2 Pokemon. All right. I don't even know why. I don't know why Arceus even has just. Anyway. So that move's fine. Like Iron Tail being fine. Steel Wing, awesome. This gives like we need like a better fast move, or not like a better fast move, but just a fast move for steel types, right? Like this is all we have. We have Bullet Punch on a good day, which is obviously seen through Metagross, Caesar. I think that's the entire list. But like Metal Claw was the move that I was expecting to get buffed, because then that makes like Ferrothorn, Empoleon, literally everything with a set of claws, that changes them, right? And I think that would be like a really cool thing to see. And I see Steel Wing as like a beta test for making like a steel fast move good, because obviously touching the steel typing is kind of like risque, but the whole thing about steel types is that they're defensively absolutely stupid, but offensively they touch like 3 things, which are fairies, rocks, and ice types. Trying to see if I forgot anything. I think that's it. But yeah, Steel Wing getting changed literally stops the Ninetales like kind of monopoly they had, because I'm a Swampert Ninetales fanatic. Like that core is like so perfectly fit together, like a 2 peas in a pod, that I love that core. But Steel Wing right here, like all you have to do is get a grass type and Steel Wing Skarmory, and now my core is kind of like not that great, which is fine. But like Steel being a fast move option now is super great, because the Pokemon that have Bullet Punch for the Great League specifically are Caesar, which is incredibly fragile and would instantly die to just about everything in the top meta, and I can't even really think of anything else with Bullet Punch. But there are so many like sub-meta Pokemon, like I want to say top 50 Pokemon that have Metal Claw access that could totally use this move and be like better, or just have mix-up. But Iron Tail? Iron Tail. We went with Iron Tail. to the Pokemon that just got nerfed with Breaking Swine. Like, it's an interesting move. Interesting move for sure. But I definitely see what they're cooking here with the Steel Wing change. I think it's like a subtle change, so that way they can ease into the idea of Metal Claw. Otherwise, this is all we have for Steel type. And like Pokemon like Carbink just run house. Because there's literally, like, there's no real fast move for like water other than Water Gun and Bubble, which did get buffed this season. Where's Bubble? I think it's at the top. Yeah, Bubble right here, right underneath it. Got changed to 8 power. So basically, old Azu is back. Everyone kind of claps in despair, question mark? Like, everybody that knows old Azu, we see this and like, oh, here we go. Here we go again. But, this is fine. Because, you know, the water type market wasn't already, or the water market for like open meta was not, you know, already. Let me just, let me see if I can pull this up real fast. Let me just, you know, type the water market right now. 5, 8, 9, 11, 13, 14, 16, 20, 23, 24, 26, 27, and the list goes on. You know, the water market was, you know, pretty unsaturated. We need a bubble change. Right. So anyway, let's go on to some more great news. Mudslap getting buffed to make more energy. Because we love jerking off Claydol, you know? We love adding new shit to Claydol. But let's find out what learns Mudslap. All right. We have Barbaracle. I guess you have mix-up for Fury Cutter now, because that was best in slot. These Pokemon don't exist. Claydol, obviously. I don't know where Cubone is. I don't know where Diglett is. Or it's a Lowland or Shadow variants. Donphan is interesting, but it literally has God tier counter and charm. So the only reason you would ever choose Mudslap over those is to hit a certain demographic? Question mark? Drillbur doesn't exist. Dugtrio, why would you give up Mudshot? Dugtrio Alolan. I think it only has Metal Claw, which I thought would be buffed this season, but we missed that one. Or we're gonna get it next season, who knows? But Dugtrio getting Mudslap, sure. Excadrill, why would you give it Mudshot? Pause for effect. Gastrodon, yeah, that was already its best in slot, so now it's just a little better. And it had Body Slam, which is God tier, so buffered Astrodon. Yippee. Good. Have fun countering or being better than Swampert, Whiscash, Quagsire, you know, the Mud Boys. Your Body Slam mix-up is greatly appreciated, but you're definitely a Shinoka Pokemon. Gigalith. Who? Golem. Golett. Golurk. Okay, finally. Another guy who actually used Mudslap before the change. Great. The Gastrodon effect. That guy's not in the game. Graveler, why would you give it Mudshot? I think it was Mudshot, right? Hold on. Yeah, I'm not gonna look it up. Who uses Graveler? It's a... Sure. Good. Good. More options, good. Grimer? Yeah. I can see that. Poison Jab was always its bread and butter. For all the people who enjoyed using Little Grimer. But, don't know if the energy generation on a Pokemon with Sludge is the best idea instead of getting that stab DPS. Heliolisk, why would you give it Volt Switch? What are you hitting with Mudslap? The flying types? The rock ground type? that you were already going to hit with Grass Knot, which you now generate slower to with Kangaskhan. Who? I mean, it was already using Mud Slap beforehand, but that's because Low Kick is actual garbage. So, great. Love that for you, Kangaskhan. That guy's not in the game. Crocodile and Krokorok. Alright, I actually have to talk about my boys here. Krokorok having Mud Slap get buffed is pretty cool, because it has a Crunch Earthquake and Ground Dark typing is super unique. And love that for the boys. Unfortunately, they're a little squishy, but I also work with very spicy Pokemon. And Krokorok is one of my Halloween favorites, specifically because of the design. And I'm really waiting on that shiny, because I think it looks super cool. But those two guys getting that is super cool. Please, please God, or Niantic, whoever's listening, please make more Sandile Great League like eligible for Crocodile, or like at least bring it back in research or something, because I missed it, and so did like the thousands of other people who picked up this game very recently. So we need some Crocodiles in Great League, because I think that would be really cool. Mamoswine, why would you give it Powder Snow? Marowak, sure. Have fun generating Bone Club faster. Your entire only ground moveset. I think you... Wait, did Marowak actually get Rock Slide? Hold on. I guess I could just look it up on this over here. What's Marowak doing? Nope, not the better version. Okay, so it has Rock Slide. I don't know when that was added. I've never used this Pokemon. But yeah, it's good. Its stat product is actually very good. Wait, why is Marowak kind of cooking? Hold on. Bone Club? Oh shit. Anyway, good change. Good change for that. Like, everybody who used Mud Slap prior is obviously loving this. This is not a ripe on the Mud Slappers. It's okay. It's just like very selective change. That guy's not in the game. That guy's not in the game. Rhyperior. There has been some very recent performance with Rhyperior in the Master League. Rhyperior's also had a community day. So he has a community day output charge move, but it already had Dragon Tail. So like, why did I close that window? I should just keep a window open for moveset research. Okay, so like Rhyperior, right? Oh no, it did, wait. Oh, I'm thinking of Breaking Swipe. Okay. So yeah, having Mud Slap on this guy is very, very good now. Because Smackdown is not terrible, but like, he definitely appreciates Mud Slap buff. So that guy's good. That guy's not in the game. Sandile is literally unusable. Shellos, Vikavolt. Why would you give up Volt Switch? Period. And then it's gone. Alright, so, Mud Slap done. Fire Spin being increased power. I cannot preach this enough. And many other people have. Fire Spin, or the fire typing period needed some love. And this is exactly what we needed. This is very good. Fire Spin doing more power is good. Incinerate being literally the only 5-turn fast move, and now having the best... let me check. Fire... No, it's DP. Wait. Right? Am I stupid? Oh wait, I'm in the fucking charge move department. Hold on. Fast move, fire. Or no, I can just go into the image energy. Okay. Oh, I know. Isn't there like a overall thing? Maybe there isn't. Anyway, 5-turn fast move, 4/4. This is how... This is good. We like this. We like this, as opposed to, I think it was, well, 15 energy, right? So that would be 3.5 damage per energy, if my math is right. So, yeah, definitely like this change, especially for the Pokemon that learn Incinerate. You know, oh, there's more than 5. Oh, excuse me. There's like 6. That guy's not in the game. Camerupt. Okay. That guy's not in the game. Chandelure. That guy's not in the game. God. Oh no, it's worse than I thought. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, so 11 Pokemon get Incinerate. And if it took me that long to even remember how many Pokemon got Incinerate, that means that there's like 3 viable Pokemon in here. Maybe 5 for limited metas. Earlier today I was actually killing it with the Typhlosion Shadow, so I can't really complain. Talonflame, obviously biggest winner ever. Getting 2 direct buffs in 1 season, as opposed to the 2 season changers, like Noctowl and Whizcat. Also Poliwrath. But Salazzle definitely was fun in Holiday. I had a lot of fun with Salazzle. I think I played Rapidash for like a cup one time. Macargo, big winner, big dub. Darmanitan, I played in the Ultra League for a spicy little fun outing because it's a fire type with Rock Slide that isn't named Macargo. Macargo also doesn't get Rock Slide. The Pokemon is still terribly squishy, so it probably makes a lot of fun use out of the new Incinerate, but I have not touched Ultra League, and I'm scared to. Chandelure, I've seen have a lot of fun up in the higher leagues, but I also don't touch them. But Chandelure in the Great League might be fun. And I think everybody just kind of puts Camerupt under the rug, because usually where Camerupt is allowed, Macargo's allowed. But Camerupt also gets that new Mud Slap, right? So, Camerupt does not. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, we don't talk about Camerupt. Blaze Kick. I'm pretty sure this affects 1 Pokemon. Blaze Kick. Excuse me. Incineroar. Lucario literally has like best in slots, but I guess if you want Fire Kick for some unknown reason, you can have Fire Kick now. I mean Blaze Kick, excuse me. But Blaziken is literally the only winner of this. Incineroar actually kind of wins from it, but it's also getting Blast Burn. Incineroar kind of has like 2 move syndrome, where it would probably love if there were 3 moves, because its current only bait move is, I think, Dark Pulse. I closed the window again. I'm such a terrible habit. Incineroar. Okay, so already working with some fantastic moves here. Double Kick is okay. Snarl is stab, but like its cheapest move is 50. No, it's Blaze Kick. It's 40, right? Hold on. Let me just make it hit something really stupid. All right. Blaze Kick, 40 energy. Okay, so it has a 40 energy bait move, but it's going to get Blast Burn eventually. And we have Flame Charge, but like we're already hitting with fire. So I'm guessing like Double Kick, because you really want that dark typing, because that's what sells Incineroar, right? If you wanted a fire type, you could literally look at any other department, like Cantonian Ninetales which we've seen have very good performance as a shadow variant at older regionals. And now there's a newly buffed Talonflame. There's Charizard, which is still rocking it, essentially, anywhere. We have the brand spanking new Paldean Pokemon in Skeledirge. A Fire Ghost with not abysmal bulk and has a very cheap charge move. I cannot stress this enough that this Pokemon is shaped by the gods and is a blessing on the fire typing. Because Fire Fairy is not even like a concept from the main series game yet. Fire Ghost is a very unique typing that we're only seeing like so many being ejected into the main series and just in Pokemon in general right now. Like Hisuian Typhlosion, Fire Ghost. Ceruledge, Fire Ghost. That's the new one, right? Hold on. Ceruledge. Yeah, Fire Ghost. Other than that, the most recent Fire Ghost types were literally only Chandelure, I'm pretty sure. Wait, I think I can just look up the rankings and then type Fire and Ghost. Fire and Ghost. Yeah, so... Oh, no, yeah, and obviously Marowak Alolan, which he's that guy. So, because I believe his stat product isn't actually that bad either. Terrific stat product. 2,000. He breaks 2,000. Perfect Pokemon. But this Skeledirge, the new Skeledirge, like Fire and Fairy is very hard to completely and entirely resist, which is a similar concept to Bolt Beam, which is a like main series. God, if I could spell Electivire. There we go. So like the reason why Bolt Beam or Ice Beam and Thunderbolt is so popular is because it is widely unresisted. The only types that can resist it are Steel and Electric. Like that's the only thing stopping you. So a Magnezone would have to be in front of you to resist everything that you're about to do to your opponent. Otherwise, Skeledirge here, I don't think there is any Pokemon that can entirely resist what Skeledirge is trying to do. Like, Fire itself is already such a beautifully offensive typing that it's only resisted by Water, Rock, and Dragon. I'm thinking real hard. Okay. Fire, Rock, and Dragon. So, immediately after that, Disarming Voice is hitting all of those for either neutral or super effective. And it's very hard to hit Dragon for super effective, because it's literally only weak to itself and Fairy. That is it. Okay, no Ace. God. I'm still learning. Anyway. So, like, this being the cheapest Fairy move, by the way. Hold on. Let me check. Fairy. Yep, that's the cheapest move. And Draining Kiss is dog water, so don't worry about that. It has the best Fairy move probably in the game that isn't 70 energy and only exclusive to Xerneas, right? I guess Moonblast. But like the Fairy typing market is like very extreme, which is very... It's supposed to be like that, because the Fairy typing itself is kind of not widely resisted. Kind of like Dragon. And Fairy was literally made to counter Dragon, because Dragon was too good. But it also has, like, the Steel types that cover the Fairies to keep it in check. So basically the most powerful typings in Pokemon are eating each other like a triangle. But it's kind of like a toxic triangle. Like, you have the god of defense eating the god of offense, and then Dragon's just kind of getting, like, screwed over. Because it was the original typing, and these two typings were made to stop Dragon because Dragon was too good in the first place. So it's like a hot patch of typing fixing that didn't really fix, but there's also a bunch of nuance outside of Pokemon that, like, affects this. So the fact that there's either very cheap, kind of okay move, like 1.5 DP is a very fantastic thing for a Pokemon move, but then everything else is like 60 energy plus. And two of them are like the same move, but one of them's just a strict downgrade. Like, POLIWRATH is infinitely worse than Moonblast. You don't want to be the guy with POLIWRATH. Sorry, Mimikyu. Clefairy takes your spot. This right here, I don't understand. I don't get this. Why do bad moves exist? Like, hold on. Let's take a trip through fast move lane, all right? Oh god, I should just organize them by typing. That'd be better. Like Struggle Bug. This is bad. How do I describe this in a way that's constructive? I think that, like, move diversity is great. Like, having 1-turn fast moves, 2-turn fast move, 3-turn fast move is great. But it should be balanced in a way that's not dumb. Like, Snarl here is a good balance of, like, very high energy, very low damage. Which means you can either be a Pokemon that is dealing more charge move focused damage, or you can have a Pokemon that's dealing more fast move focused damage. And then there's obviously moves that need to be like a balancing act of that. But the dark typing itself is kind of like a good example of what moves should be, or kind of be like. Because it has probably the widest variety of it, maybe? Like, we have a 1-turn, a 2-turn, and a 3-turn. Bug only has 1 and 3. Dragon has 1 and 3. Electric has 2 and 4 and 3. So I guess it's kind of diverse, but who uses Charge Beam? This move is bad. Or it's at least inferior to, like, all the other moves that the electric typing usually has unlocked. Fairy is 3 and 2. Fucking fighting, dude. This right here is the absolute pits of fighting moves, or just like moves in general. I'm just gonna take this. We're gonna take this and sit down with it. All right. Fighting, the category that we all know and love, because every Pokemon with this little move right here, counter, right? This little move right here, 4 damage per turn. You know what other move is 4 damage per turn? Incinerate, Gust, Confusion, Smackdown. Okay, there's actually quite a few. I thought it wasn't that bad. Anyway, where was I going with this? Counter. 3.5 energy, 4 damage per energy. If there was a way to, like, make these both simultaneously happen, that'd be great. Kakuna Matata, if you're listening. Love that change if you could. Anyway, oh wait, I think it just did it. Did it? Oh yeah, it did. Awesome. Anyway, counter is the best fast move in the game Period. Bold, italics, header in the newspaper. Done deal. The only move that has surpassed that is the very limited Incinerate, which just changed. This move has been in the game since day one. It's counter, ladies and gentlemen. We've seen it. It's there. Where was I going with this? I need to look up fighting moves again. We were on the topic of bad moves existing, and counter is the prime example. Pokemon with counter are usually stuck with counter unless there is some limited meta, but even then counter is so powerful, so polarizing, that it warps all the other move options because you would deal so much neutral damage with counter's performance alone that it compensates for any mix-up. And that's just that. So now we move on to the other moves. Double Kick was a season 13 or 12 change, I believe, and it made Pokemon like Dubwool and Incineroar not be terrible, because this move used to be terrible. But now you can see the other fighting type cousins. Karate Chop is a strict... Oh wait, no, it's not a strict downgrade, it's a 2-turn move. Okay, so Double Kick is a strict upgrade to Rock Smash. The only thing you get from Rock Smash is more damage, but you lose nearly 2 energy per turn. Rock Smash is bad. Low Kick and Karate Chop are 2-turn moves, which means that they are in the same competition as counter. These moves are terrible because they have a 2.5 and 2.2 damage per energy, or damage per turn. And Low Kick is the absolute worst move probably in the game that wasn't coded specifically to be terrible. Like, how bad can you actually go? I'm genuinely curious. Splash, Yawn, Present, obviously joke moves. Lock On, don't make this thing deal any more damage. I remember the, I believe it was theorized to be 8 energy per turn Lock On. Those were uncertain times, much like the time that they were implemented. These moves are all clones of each other that deal the low damage because that's how they were made. Same thing with these. Wait, Takedown is actually a clone of Bullet Seed? No, it's terrible. 2.2 energy, yeah. Why does Takedown exist? Takedown could literally be Bullet Seed. Why does Charge Beam exist? It could literally be the clone. Like, it does the same thing less efficiently for... it does less energy. It's less energy generation. Why? Why does this move exist the way that it does? Because to me, this seems like a way to have an excuse to have a charge TM. Or like a elite fast TM. Or like something like that, right? These moves have no reason to be bad, other than the fact that they were made before a time that PvP existed, and we're now recently changing moves. Like, the people who work on these move changes over at Niantic are obviously looking at PvP, and there's obviously people who care, because these changes are fantastic. And I'll get back more into these changes in just a moment. But why do moves like... No, I already answered my own stupid question. I know why these moves exist, but I just want to bring attention to, like, the BS that's happening here. Like, Charge Beam has no right doing this when it can just be a clone. Like, these moves are literally copy-paste, same damn thing 6 times in a row. Or is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 times. This should be the standard. you should have the same archetype of move, but a different typing. Because that's where like the unique aspect comes in, not where the fundamentals get changed. Like there are obviously very unique moves that are exclusive to very limited Pokemon. Perfect example is Water Shuriken. This is the only 14 energy move in the game, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, only 14 move. So anytime you face a Greninja, if it doesn't have Bubble, I think. What's the moveset on Greninja without Greninja? Feint Attack. Bubble is a strict downgrade, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're both 3-turn and wait. Water Shuriken turns. Okay, so yeah, Bubble deals more energy, but is far less energy. I think Water Shuriken is actually like pushing it for the highest energy move. Yeah, it is. Literally the move that deals 1 damage per turn is the only thing that's better than Water Shuriken. Water Shuriken is amazing, and it's only on one Ooh, wait. I think they gave it to a Scavalier. Or not a Scavalier, the other one that nobody uses. Selgor. Yes. This guy. Bro, I might look into a Selgor. Focus Blast. It only sucks because its bait move is Acid Spray, but with an attack stat like that, you probably wouldn't need Acid Spray to kill. But also, bug typing is bad. This Pokemon is bad. Water Shuriken is good. You put something good on a bad Pokemon. Maybe you can use it for a fun outing. Don't do that. Don't do that if you want to be taken seriously. But also, I use Spice all the time, so Selgor might be like something I look into. Where were we? I think it was damage for energy. Turn that upside down. Okay, yeah, here we are. Pound. No, I know why they made that bad. They literally nerfed it. They nerfed Pound because Chansey has access to Pound. We're also getting actually I think that's not official. Never mind. But Low Kick has no reason being this bad. Fury Cutter is low damage because it is the 1-turn archetype. Similar with Hex, Infestation are literally clones of each other. Water Shuriken. Metal Claw is a 2-turn move with 2.5 damage per turn. Similar to Sucker Punch and Karate Chop. Well, I mean, Karate Chop and Powder Snow are actually, like, similar, but Karate Chop's older brother, Counter, which is the god of all fast moves, just makes it null and void. So, if maybe we made Karate Chop a 1-turn fast move or a 4-turn fast move, you know, like, spread it out a bit. Like, I don't know, fighting. It's just, according to Pokemon Go's, like, history, right? We're going to have a very hard time making new moves. Or, like, because we have to work with what the main series has, right? So, the only thing that, like, is saving us right now is the fact that Generation 8, 9, probably 10, and who knows, are making like these new moves that are getting implemented into Pokemon Go rather quickly. Like generations, I think it was Generation 8, Galar had Scorching Sands added from the Isle of Armor, or the Crown Tundra, I can't remember which one it was specifically, but it was added nearly immediately to Pokemon Go before we have Grookey. Before we have it's not Reboot. What's the little one? It's not Cinderace. That's like the only one I know. What's the tiny one? The tiny fire bunny. I can't remember it for the life of me. Anyway, we don't even have the Galar starters. That entire region is like a blank zone. We had all the promotional Pokemon like Wooloo and Squovet, the dogs, obviously, Weezinggalar, Runerigus, like all these not obscure, but more promotional Pokemon, and the entire generation's just kind of been like swept under the rug. So it's either going to be announced throughout a tour or some sort of like seasonal thing. Like after the Timeless Travels is done, we'll have like Glorious Galar season. Because we don't have Galar. We have, I think there's actually more Generation 9 Pokemon than there is from Galar. That's not okay. But anyway, yeah, just a whole other topic. Where are we? Bad fast moves. They exist. Anyway, we can move off that topic now. We need to talk about the new season changes. Tangent over. Alright, so I believe we finished with Steel Wing, which makes... Yeah, we got to Steel Wing here. That makes Skarmory back to neutral, or like back to where it used to be, and provides a lot of mix-up, and I really enjoy having Steel being a fast move competitor now, because there was literally nothing for Steel in the fast move department other than Bullet Punch, and everyone that got Bullet Punch kind of sucks, especially for Great League. So, love that for Steel types, and I wish they made Metal Claw better, but we'll take Steel Wing. Astonish was a terrible move at 5 energy, or 5 power, obviously, and is now 9 power. I believe that makes it a Icy Shard clone, or Ice Shard clone. Let me see the energy here. Or no, the turns. 3-turn market right here. Yeah, they're literally right next to each other. And they're the exact same stats. Yeah, Ice Shard and Astonish are now clones of each other. Excellent. Keep making clones of good moves to the moves that are already so bad in the game. Thank you. And just to finish on the fighting topic, we know that moves from the main series have to be ported into Pokemon Go. There aren't going to be Pokemon Go exclusive moves, unless. But the problem with like Counter here, or like the market that Counter has over all these moves, is just that because it's a 2-turn move, it's taking all the other 2-turn move category stuff and just like making them stupid, essentially. Rock Smash and Double Kick. Rock Smash has like the more damage going for it, but its energy generation is so terrible that you might as well use Double Kick and just sacrifice the 0.4 damage you were losing from Rock Smash? Like, if you're going to make a competitor for a certain archetype of turn moves, then you have to make it worth selling other than exclusivity. Because obviously, not all Pokemon learn Counter, and instead they learn Karate Chop and Low Kick. Well, now those Pokemon are either just thrown into the shadows and alleys of obscurity, or they're given like a community day where they just learn Counter, and now they're good again, because Counter is a good move. Instead, we should try and make, I don't know, Low Kick a 4-turn move. Make Rock Smash not terrible, or like, I don't know, a 5-turn move. We need to take the moves that are the same length of turns and change their marketing. Because, like, Counter will for always and ever be the 2-turn market from, like, almost any fast move in general, unless you're going for the, like, Fairy Wind archetype, which kind of not trumps, but is on par with counter. Because, like, if you have to look at the fast move, like the move market, basically, right? Like, obviously, only one 5-turn move exists. 4-turn moves, you can say that, like, Volt Switch and Confusion / Gust are on par with each other, and that's because they are. If you want more damage for a 4-turn move Pokemon, you go with Confusion or Gust. If you want more energy, you go with Volt Switch. But most Pokemon that learn Confusion / Gust don't usually learn Volt Switch, so these guys haven't really complained with each other at all. That's fine. Yawn is a joke, Splash is a joke. Okay, so 5 and 4-turn move market is already done, right? So now we can just look at the 3-turn market, which is obviously much larger. Zen Headbutt is strictly bad. Struggle Bug is middlingly bad. Rollout is a move that is subject to change and has been a subject to change, which is good. This move is essentially a Snarl clone, if we remember from earlier, I think. Present is a joke. Rock Smash, we already talked about. Mudslap got changed. Magical Leaf and stuff got changed. Iron Tail, still don't like this number. This 2.3, I believe this is damage. No, it's energy. Yeah, not a big fan of the 2.3s here. But Iron Tail is getting some love, and it's either being looked into or at least considered. Infestation, it's fine. Being around 4 is very nice. Oh, it's just a Hex clone. Yeah, this is fine. Again, with Hidden Power, I think Hidden Power and Iron Tail need to, like, go to a therapy session and see how that goes out. But Hidden Power is also a very unique thing, because it's like, if it wasn't already random enough for IVs, then like Hidden Power, like finding a Pokemon with good IVs and the Hidden Power you want in a game where it's very uncontrollable for the IVs at the moment. If there was a way to manipulate IVs like there is in the Hidden Series games, then the Hidden Power might become viable. But for now, people with people with ground Hidden Power, Luxray, and Electric Cup can be very rude. And they are very exclusive. And they are bullies. Anyway, Geomancy's on 1 Pokemon. Hex is good. Fire Spin got recently buffed and is now better. Extrasensory, still don't like this 2.6 stuff, but it is what it is. And I think Extrasensory is on, like, Lugia off the top of my head. But speaking of Lugia, you also have Dragon Tail, which just is minus 0.3 energy for stupid damage. So why use Extrasensory unless you're trying to not, like, cuddle a fairy, I guess. Double Kick, don't like this number. 2.6, no. Charm is bullshit. Change this, please. Charge Beam needs to not... Like, Bubble is right here, and it's literally a whole damage up. I know it recently got buffed, but, like, why? Why is this number here? For electric types, right, that usually don't live, like, end of story. Like, the stat product of an electric type is literally carried by Lantern and, like, Pachirisu. And maybe Dedenne on, like, a good day. Everything else instantly dies to the first charge move it witnesses, not even gets hit by. So, why are we making electric moves infinitely more terrible than Bubble? Like, this needs to change next season. Buff electric. And that's the 3-turn market. All right. So let's look at the 2-turn market. Oh boy. Acid's bad. Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch is actually a decent move. Like 3 and 3.5, this is fine. For a balanced move, this is usable. But the accessibility to Bullet Punch is very small. So you can't really use Bullet Punch because you can't really use it. Ember is a fine move. Fairy Wind, same archetype. 3/3 on a balance move is literally the bare minimum that it could possibly be. And Feint Attack has been seen in exclusive cups like Bronzong and Bronzor using Feint Attack so that way they could kill each other. And that's kind of it. I think Umbreon may have used Feint Attack at one point, and then it got Snarl. And then Snarl got buffed. I think that was a change. Or maybe Snarl's always been that good. I honestly can't think of the Pokemon that use Feint Attack because they're either bad or they don't live long enough to consider. So maybe 3/3 isn't the best. Anyway. Fire Fang. Oh, the fangs. Oh. I'm literally like pinching my temple right now. The fangs are... It's like they're trying to be Razor Leaf, which is good. That's fine. But that's all they are. That's all they are. It's like, it's just fine. They're good. They're what the 2-turn high damage, low energy market should look like. Like, I think these are actually like peak examples of what the 2-turn high damage move should be. And it's the Elemental Fang, so like Fire Fang, Ice Fang, wherever Thunder Fang is down here. They're all clones of each other. That's fine. They're fine. Maybe, I don't know, a little more energy, but it's balanced for a reason. I'm just saying, like, maybe 2.7. I don't know how that rounds out, actually. I'm not a... anyway. Frost Breath. This 2.5 number's back. Like, this could actually be a viable, like, 2.8 buff to, the damage here, I think. Oh, no, this is energy. 2.8 energy or something like that. Because, I think the 3/3 range for where Feint Attack is right now is, like, a good middle ground. And that's what 2-turn moves should be, because they're literally the second fastest, like, thing to happen in Pokemon Go, right? So unless there's, like, a balancing issue with Pound here, then those moves are, you know, they should get a little love. Just a little love. Karate Chop. Again, this 2.5 number, like, we just make these, like, 2.8s or 2.7s. Just a little better. Leafage, perfect. You have 3 damage and 3.5 energy. It's a lower damage, higher energy generation for the second move. That's good. That's good. Low kick. Obviously, like, look at this. They're right next to each other. Leafage eclipses low kick. And then low kick is eclipsed even further by counter. This is bad. This is a bad move. This is literally like the worst move ever made. Buff low kick. Metal Claw. Don't like this 2.5 number. Mudshot. Yep. That's the high energy, high generation. Peck. Don't like this 2.5 number. Poison Jab. Perfect. Pinnacle 2 move that isn't counter. Poison Sting, Clone, Pound, obviously for balancing. Powder Snow, there are multiple Pokemon with Powder Snow that do make it work. And it has the 4 energy. So this is like that low damaging, high energy move. Perfect. Quick Attack, same thing. Same thing. Psycho Cut, Clone, Razor Leaf, oh god. It's hyper unique, and everybody knows it. We all been there with the Victory Bell, the Grottle, the Torterra, the Tropius, the Venusaur or Meganium if they're feeling real stupid one day. Like, everybody knows Razor Leaf. And it's fine. That's good. It's a infamous move. And that's okay. It's not bad. It's infamous because it's good. But it's unfortunate because there's nothing in Pokemon Go to stop fast move DPS other than typing. So having a damaging move that's this high in DPE in a 2-turn move is, you know, it's obviously like, it doesn't feel good to lose to Razor Leaf because you can't stop that other than team building. So it being the most rapid fire, high damaging move in the game, it's kind of like, this is the riskiest move, but it's stable. It just makes people mad. So Razor Leaf is okay. Rock Throw, it's a high damaging, lower charging second move. This is a good example of what like clones should output to be. And then you have Shadow Claw, which doesn't sacrifice any damage for just around 4 energy. This is a god tier move. Similar to Counter. Shadow Claw is fine. This is good. This is okay. Especially because Ghost has, like, you know, not that many options to choose from for its moves, but this is okay. This is fine. Spark has been a subject to change, I think, about twice now, where it was upped in damage, lowered in energy, upped in energy, lowered in damage, and now we're at wherever we're at right now. But it's a 3 damage for 3.5 energy. That's good. Steel Wing, recently changed, 3.5, 3.5, nearly a god tier move, but how many Pokemon get Steel Wing? You know? I can look it up, actually. Let's see. Steel Wing. And not Blaze Kick anymore. We're done with that. Aerodactyl is way too squishy. Archeops, I think, had Wing Attack. Hold on. Archeops. Yeah, it has Wing Attack. Better energy, and a Pokemon that has, like, very fast moves and, you know, doesn't last too long. So you probably want Wing Attack over Steel Wing, unless there was something you were trying to hit with Steel Wing, but now you have Mix-Up. So Archeops is probably a winner for that. Braviary, similar thing. Like, everything that has wings can probably learn Steel Wing and Wing Attack. And Wing Attack got changed to be even better, so, like, you have Mix-Up now. So everything in this list is, like, something that can now hit rocks with its wings if it chose to. This guy coming up in whatever Galar event we're ever going to have in the near future, Corviknight, is just Skarmory Part 2. But it probably has, like, different moves. So that's good, because Skarmory literally only has flying moves. Flash Cannon, I think? I remember we used to run Flash Cannon back in Season 1, and then Brave Bird changed. Yeah, so it literally only has Flash Cannon and Return if you want to make your stinky Shadow Skarmories not stinky anymore. Good for you. Chatot. All my South American regional havers who have Chatot, or at least south of Texas or south of Arizona, I believe, can have access to this Pokemon. Or from a, like, Go Tour or something where it was introduced. Anyway, Chatot's fun. Chatot's fun. I think it gets Heat Wave. Chatot. Yes, it gets Heat Wave and Nightshade, but Nightshade's also bad. I'm not even gonna get into like the charge move department because there's obviously like double the amount of moves from the charge move side, so that's a whole can of worms. But Chatot's fun. It has a lot of HP, a lot of attack, and like no defense, so it kind of balances itself out. And it's a normal flying type, so if you get it in the right scenario, like a what is it, a Palisand or something, like it just can't touch you, then the new new Steel Wing Chatot would probably screw you over. And it has Heat Wave for mix-up, so if you like try to sick an ice type on it, it'd be like, yes, my new steel and fire coverage. Chat'll be fun. Anyway, obviously Fletchinder, well, not obviously, I guess, but Dragonite and Togetic. Where's Togetic? Right here. In another meta that's come up very recently called the Primordial meta, or Primordial Domain from Battle Frontier, has been seen kind of mixing it up. Let me pull it up just in case you want to see. Great League, Primordial and Steel Wing, or it's at Steel Wing, right? Steel Wing. Yeah, here. Togetic would prefer to run Steel Wing, and Dragonite would prefer to run Steel Wing, because in this meta, it is like primarily like rock focused. So, oh, rock and ice focused. Actually, I think I have the infographic right here. Nope, that's Serene. Stop. Here is Primordial. So this is the Primordial Domain right here. And we have rock and ice right here. And the only thing that would resist the steel is electric. And electric is bad. Electric. We have Dedenne at 12, Charjabug at 35, Belly Bolt, and then it just like jumps off a cliff, right? That's just how electric type is and how it will probably forever be until there's a significant electric change. Otherwise, they were just, you know, it's just Pokemon Go's stat block, right? Like speed and attack are incorporated into CP and all that. That's a whole other can of worms. Anyway, off topic. Need to focus on Steel Wing, guys. Why does Kyurem have Steel Wing? Okay. You probably wouldn't want to give up Dragon Breath, but that's cool, I guess. For the rocks that exist past Ultra League? Question mark? I mean, Rhyperior is there. Mew, holy shit. that guy gets everything, so it's probably not in the best market for Steel Wing unless you want to. Pidgeot getting Steel Wing, honestly, might be some good mix-up because that is the only Pokemon with Feather Dance to my knowledge. And it not having... Well, I mean, it has Wing Attack. I just said that earlier. So, like... Cool mix-up, I guess. Yeah, these guys just have, like, mix-up now. Steel Wing on Talonflame I was considering because I am a very, very good at advocate for Talonflame usage. But, Incinerate's right there, dude. You weren't changing the Carbink matchup with Steel Wing, so you probably don't want to run Steel Wing over Incinerate. So yeah, Steel Wing, good mix-up change. Love that for them. Everybody who got... Okay, wait, no. We have to talk about Astonish. Astonish. There are going to be a lot of bad Pokemon in here. I already know. Because Astonish was terrible in the first place. But maybe that's just because we have a negative connotation with the move Astonish. It was so bad that these Pokemon might be better now because the one thing holding them back is, like, you know, changed. So, Amoonguss. An absolute terror in the main series games ever since, you know, I don't know, 2013? Yeah, that guy's potentially meta now because he has Astonish, so maybe in limited metas watch out for this guy, and he also has a Shadow form. Those guys aren't in the game. Beheum, Confusion's right there. Bremlin's not in the game. Chimecho actually getting buffed Astonish might be interesting. I believe... I remember Chimecho used to be, like, very borderline good. Because it had Shadow Ball, it had Energy Ball for the old Azu. But it also has Extra Sensory. Let me check... Extra Sensory and Astonish. Okay, so yeah, Astonish is a strict upgrade compared to Extra Sensory, but with the stab buff that Extra Sensory gets from it being a pure psychic type, it probably balances out. Probably, so you probably want to keep Extra Sensory. Psychic damage is also like very exclusive or like rare to find outside of charge moves, so Extra Sensory is probably best in slot still for Chimecho. Did I just say that sentence? Anyway, Chimecho has like some really cool and not split, but like even stat distribution with it being an HP, which is very good. So it makes it like almost a really tanky, kind of high offense. Like 1.22 attack is like that really competitive CMP point for a lot of Pokemon. So the fact that Chimecho's even like there is pretty insane. Like if we get some really poopy IVs here, yeah, you can like just start reaching for 1.26 or 126 attack, and you'd out CMP Swampert and just throw a Shadow Ball down its throat. Like, huh? Huh? But obviously, Extra Sensory is already something that Chimecho had, so it's like not a buff per se, but if there's ever a reason you wanted a touchy-feely, a ghost type, for a Chimecho-focused cup, or like a Chimecho-usable cup, then I guess you could. Corso's not in the game. Decidueye is the next Pokemon to get a Community Day, and it only had Razor Leaf up until now. Actually, it had Leafage, but now you have like more Ghost DPS, which is yeah, I love Mix-Up. Good for Decidueye. He's a big winner. Delmi's not in the game. Dracloak not in the game. GP not in the game. Drifblim, I believe Hex is just a strict upgrade. Actually, I think Astonish might deal more damage. Yeah, so if you wish to sacrifice the 0.6 energy from Hex, you can now get Astonish. And this is the perfect, like, oh my god, actually, wait. Ghost has it cooking now with, like, what a category of moves should be like. Like, you have the one-turn Lick, and that's fine. There's only one turn thing, so it's not having any competition. Shadow Claw is a god tier move that is only, like, the only 2-turn move for Ghost, so no competition there. Astonish and Hex, now that Astonish is an actual dog water, they're actually, like, comparable. You can think about this for a Drifblim. Like, if a certain Pokemon in a meta needed more like Icy Wind debuffing, you can now choose Hex, so you can generate more energy to get that necessary like matchup difference. But if they needed more Ghost DPS, you can now choose Astonish, sacrificing 0.2 energy for more damage in the fast move department. And this is perfect. This is good. Ghost has it made right now. Ghost got a serious change, and that is beautiful. Love that for the Astonish gang. Dudunsparce is going to be really fun. Dusknoir, I think, still had like the whole Hex thing that we just talked about with Drifblim, so good for them. Everybody's a winner from the Astonish buff. Because they made a bad move that didn't have to be bad good. This is This right here is the start of something beautiful. This right here. All right. Take note, Niantic. You did good with this change. Bubble getting the unnerf that it had from previous season. Old Azu is back. I already said all this. Jellicent's a little more powerful. Pokemon that had Bubble as like a side thing can now choose Bubble a little more leniently now for mix-up, which is good. So this is just a good change. I'm not going to go into like all the Pokemon that get Bubble because we already took a look at the water market, and the water market didn't need this change. Oh. Okay. This is the whole reason I decided to hit the record button today. So I'm not going to talk about this just yet. Psychic getting nerfed is purely because of Medicham. And the only reason that this move even exists, this change even exists, is because counter is so goddamn good. And it has no reason to be, other than the fact that like the fighting type is obviously known for like offense, right? So we better make the type known for offense offensively good. Just like how they made Incinerate offensively good, because it's a type known for its offense. So it all adds up. It all makes sense. So the fact that Medicham's stat distribution made it perfectly fit under 1500 prior to the XL system made this Pokemon already stupid good. Just before this season, there was like a whole bunch of contemplation on what move you should run with Medicham. Would it be... Well, Ice Punch was always best in slot because a fighting type with ice type coverage is absolutely fucking busted. But there was also like contemplation for Dynamic Punch over Psychic. And for the weirdos, there was also contemplation for Psycho Cut over Counter, but Counter is literally so good that it would warp anything else that Psycho Cut would even consider doing. And there was also Power Punch, I guess, which on a move like Counter would be very appealing. And it's fine. But now we have a new type of Medicham. And I'm only specifically saying, like, Psychic for Medicham, because that's really the only Pokemon that got affected by this, because every other Psychic type typically doesn't use Psychic. Like, Oranguru, I think just used Future Sight. Bronzong really only had Psychic to begin with, so now it's just screwed over. Jirachi, same thing. Like, this move kind of just only affects Medicham, and that's okay. So anyway, continuing back on the Medicham topic, now that it's nerfed from 85 to 75 is obviously less appealing. You probably don't flip the Azu matchup anymore, which is probably why this move got nerfed. Because after the XL system was introduced, Medicham started flipping Azu back in like season 5, and that shit shouldn't have slided in the first place. The whole XL system was like, anyway, I can't go on that topic, otherwise I'd be here all day. Anyway, long story short on the XL system is that Lickitung got stupid, Azu got stupid, Medicham got stupid, Umbreon in the Ultra League got stupid, bunch of Pokemon got stupid. We don't need to talk about it anymore. But now that Psychic got changed, Medicham can't flip the Azu matchup as it should have been in the first place. So now Medicham isn't the end-all, be-all, super god of PvP anymore. And we've seen that happen in the most recent metas, or like regionals, or competition, right? Like, Medicham didn't fall off a cliff, alright? Counter's still busted. Fighting Psychic is still busted as a typing. A fighting type with an ice move is busted. And its stat product is still busted. But this move, this whole changing Psychic thing, is similar to how Hydro Cannon was nerfed, similar to how Earthquake was nerfed. It was a very warping move for the meta. And this is healthy. Like this change right here was probably done by somebody who looked at the spreadsheet and just like looked at all the data and said, wow, this needs to go. Because our meta isn't healthy. The meta is the same, like 3 to 4 Pokemon, like best in slot, air quotes. Like this right here is freedom. This is freedom. I love freedom. I love being free. I love having move mix up and Pokemon mix up because, you know, there's only like, what, 1,000 Pokemon? Why use all the other 995 when I can just use, my apologies, 994, when I can just use the top meta from the guy who won the last big thing that obviously nobody else can beat because all the other Pokemon suck, right? So this is the beginning of freedom. to get philosophical on tap phone game. This is the start of liberation. The previous season with the Noctowl and Trevenant nerf, with Seed Bomb getting reduced and Sky Attack being 50 energy now, that was the original spark of freedom. Because Noctowl Trevenant core was so dominant that you actually had like nightmares about it. Like, if you want to look throughout PvP history, right? I'm gonna sit down with you, alright? You're gonna sit down with me, alright? I'm an old head on the PvP. I understand a lot of the nuance that goes into this game, and I still have so much to learn, and I still have so much to study. But you can literally look at like the fossil record of Pokemon Go PvP and see like the Dark Age, the Renaissance. Like, it's almost crazy to look back on it, really, because like before we had Azu Medicham, that's like the very first start, or like Azu Reggie Medicham, or just Azu Reggie, and that was the meta. Then we had Walrein Nidoqueen, that was the meta. We had Trevenant Noctowl, that was the meta. We had I guess Medicham and Lickitung. Yeah, Medicham Lickitung, that was the meta. You can throw Umbreon just about anywhere in there, because that thing won't die. It's, oh god, I hate Umbreon. I hate Umbreon, Lickitung, and I hate them so much. But yeah, those are literally like the meta prehistoric periods, as I like to call them. I don't actually call them that. Nobody calls them that. But you can have those things set up. But this right here, the psychic change, has made everything level. Everything can be used now. We are free from the Dark Ages, my brothers and sisters, of PvP combat. We are free. We are no longer enslaved. But now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I want to talk about Scald. This right here. 85 power. Who cares? Greater chance to lower the opponent's attack by 1 stage. How much greater, might you ask? What are the odds? What are the odds of the Scald buff taking place? Scald. 50% chance to -1 your opponent for 1.7 damage per energy. Allow me to introduce you to the effects tab on PvPoke. All right. Zap Cannon, which was recently, very recently, about 2 seasons ago, was a 100% chance to drop the opponent's attack stat by 1 stage, was adjusted to 66%. This is good. Now there is hope. Now there is hope that you won't just die because you're being told to. 80 energy for all this output is good. This is a good thing. 100% chance to just say you no longer can exist is a good change. Because I think people like existing. Anyway, I'm not going to get into these ones just yet. Breaking Swipe used to be 100. Now it's a coin flip. Breaking Swipe is also very limited exclusivity, if I remember correctly. Let us take a trip down the Moveset Explorer lane. Breaking Swipe. There isn't even a scroll bar. You have 1, 2, Onyx doesn't count, 3, Rhydon doesn't count, 4, 5, 6 Pokemon that learn Breaking Swipe. Haxorus has actually no defense. Same thing with Sceptile. Rhyperior, I guess Regidrago gets Breaking Swipe? Oh no. Oh no, wait, hold on. That's kind of bad. Regidrago. Oh no. Okay, the only thing holding this Pokemon back now is the fact that it literally can't change any of its charge moves from being like Dragon DPS, which is already busted, and the fact that it has Bite. But, oh. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh no. When did that happen? Who let that slide? Hold on, was that this season? Must have been season 16. Oh, I pinched the bridge at my nose. Anyway, yeah. Anyway, those moves are exclusive. Like, there's only 7 Pokemon that do that. So, these guys aren't, like, super polarizing and all that, right? Mist Ball, literally only one guy gets that. Sacred Fire, one guy gets that. Scald, Lesser Purge, one guy gets that. Razor Shell, like, 2 guys get that. Seed Flare, one guy gets that. Spirit Shackle, the list goes on, and the smaller and smaller odds of even happening. And now we're just turning into self-debuffs, which are literally sacrificing moves. Then we get to the Obstruct is literally Community Day on one guy. Anyway, now we get to the percentage chance of the Omni Boost. Oh wait, no. Where are the Omni Boost moves? Where are the Omni Boost moves? Oh no, here they are. It's just that Moonblast was there before it. Okay. Ancient Power, Ominous Wind, Silver Wind, the only Omni Boost moves, right? They were all implemented and then they were all changed purely because Giratina was going apeshit in the Master League with Ancient Power and Ominous Wind both being unlocked, right? I think the only user of Silver Wind was Dusthawks, and that's just really funny. But Ancient Power and Ominous Wind were the key, like, pivotal changers of the whole damage per energy output thing and the odds of them being changed, right? And obviously for good reason. I don't know what the old odds used to be because it's been God knows how long, but a higher than 10% chance to change literally your entire stat block in Pokemon Go PvP kind of busted. So these were rightly changed and they're now more balanced and it's fine. At this point when it happens, it's more of a shock and awe thing and you're probably at like 30% health anyway, so you're just making the most out of it with your dying breath. These moves are also just fine. Like Earth Power and Energy Ball and all them having a chance to drop is very good. But now, sit down with me by the Yule log this year so we can talk about the bullshit coin flips. Starting this season, I think Skuld started getting in people's heads that moves that have a coin flip odds of dropping the attack stat are good. I recently went to San Antonio in Texas for their regional, where we had, I think, the second highest output of participants, right? And people were experimenting with Leaf Tornado. Leaf Tornado on Superior. Because it is a 50% chance to drop your attack stat twice on a very tanky Pokemon. The only thing holding Leaf Tornado back is the fact that it's literal dog water stats. But the fact that it is a Community Day Pokemon with Leaf Tornado means that it now lives twice as long with Community Day move DPS right next to it. So you're running an entirely grass Superior, right? Which, in the current state of the meta, really only affects, like, the two flying types in the game that even exist for the flying archetype, right? Which is Talonflame and Gligar. And, like, Pidgeot on a good day. Maybe Dragonite or Char... Anyway. You can get away with a full grass moveset on Superior, right? But trainers are opting to use Leaf Tornado over Aerial Ace, which is the coverage it got last season or very recently. Actually, I think it came with that. What am I talking about? Anyway, they're choosing this move, which is absolutely dog water, because of this coin flip chance. That is the only reason they're choosing this over a Community Day move, which is literally 5 more energy more for insane DPS, but that's because it's a Community Day move. These moves are warping the meta. Like, I think Leaf Tornado is on, I don't know, 5 Pokemon, right? Leaf... God. Leaf Tornado. Okay, it's even smaller than I thought. Superior, the baby, Shiftry, Who Cares, and Victory Bell. Even smaller than Breaking Swipe, which is good. So, Victory Bell and Superior... Oh, God, Victory Bell getting Leaf Tornado. Oh. We already had a discussion about Razor Leaf. Why the... Oh, Jesus. Anyway. Superior is obviously the mainstay of this. Shiftry having Snarl and Leaf Tornado obviously isn't a lot of fast move damage, and it's a Shiftry, which is significantly less tanky than a Superior. But, yeah. Superior is obviously the bigger abuser of this. Victory Bell has Leaf Blade, and if you run Acid Spray Leaf Tornado, you're actually human fucking trash. So, Superior is the biggest abuser of this, and that's one Pokemon. This change is, or not this change, but this move is still a very big pet peeve of mine, because it's a 50% chance to drop it twice, but it's on one Pokemon. That's not okay, but it's... I'm like a 60-40 with that, or a 40-60, or like even a 30-70 with that move. You know? Like, I don't like this, but it's on one thing, so I'll know it's coming. Or at least I know that the option is there that it's coming, right? Octazooka. Everybody who has played Ultra League knows this move because of Kingdra's abuse of it. Let's take a look at all the guys who get Octazooka. Wow, that's crazy. One Pokemon, its Shadow variant, Octillery, and the thing that won't get past level 500 CP. Golly gee. Only 2 Pokemon. Again, don't like the odds of this happening. It's even worse than Leaf Tornado for even more energy, so it's even more balanced. This move is still kind of irritating, and when it happens, you don't enjoy that. It's, again, 30-70 with me, maybe even 40-60, just because it's a little worse for more energy. But nobody likes that. Nobody likes this coin flip. Especially on a water dragon type, so it literally only has like one weakness. You know? So, Octazooka's there. Tri-attack, literally exclusive to the Porygon line, I'm pretty sure. Literally only one guy learns this. Oh no, not Porygon. Tri-attack. Oh. Hello, Selvali. And type null. I love Alola. Anyway, those guys aren't in the game yet, so it's literally only exclusive to basically 2 Pokemon, and they're both kind of meh. So, funny, haha, community day, go burr. Also, this is only affecting your opponent's attack by 1 and defense by 1, and I think both of those Pokemon use lock-on, so the attack drop, or the defense drop literally doesn't matter, except for the following tri-attack. So, Breaking Swipe already talked about. Exclusive, like super exclusive, whatever, alright? Now, the moment you've all been waiting for. Scald. S-C-A-L-D. Scald. Is a 50% chance, coin flip, to drop your opponent's attack stat by 1. For a 1.7 damage per energy. Holy shit, that on paper is fucking nuts. Well, it must be exclusive, right? Oh no! Holy fuck, you're wrong. Look at all the Pokemon that get Skull. Look at all them. This was intentional. This was intentional. Slowbro, Scald. Galarian Slowbro, Scald. Politoed, Scald. Slowking, Scald. Galarian Slowking, Scald. Coolfish, Scald. Suicune, Scald. Lotad, Scald. Lombre, Scald. Ludicolo, Scald. Wailmer, Wailord, Scald. Barbo, Scald. Whiscash, Scald. Gorfish, Scald. Crawdont, Scald. And that's it. Let's take a look at what got Scald before the Scald change. Ahem. Poliwhirl. Tentacruel. Vaporeon. That's it. This move was exclusive to 3 Pokemon. Kinda like every other move. Kinda like every other move before that, you know? I'm just like, I'm patting my bald spot on my head. Who thought this was okay? Okay, there has to be like a separate dev team that was like, all right, boys, Psychic, gotta go, dude. We gotta change this to make Medicham not the most busted thing. And its cousin, or the coworker right next to him, submitted this sheet of paper for making Scald the most busted move in the game. And then his other coworker put it on 13 new Pokemon. 3 months. No, 2 months now. 2 months we're going to be in Scald prison. This is... If I was working for Niantic, this would be a goddamn hot fix. This is terrible. This is terrible. Who thought this was okay? Oh, and I'm not even done. This isn't even the best part, alright? So, we already had Whiscash, alright? Let me talk to you about my boy Big Money Cash, okay? I even made like a meme off this. Where's my shit? Alright. I made a meme out of it. Okay. This guy got buffed during the Clay season, or season 16, and we got the Mud Bomb nerf, or Mud Bomb buff, right? That's fine. Mud Bomb could use that change. That was good. Whiscash did not need Scald to be good. None of these Pokemon needed Scald to be good. And oh my god. Listen, I love Swampert to bits. And I understand that like his whole thing is that he has that community day move, which makes him busted, but that's because of the system that they already implemented for the other like generations of Pokemon, right? So it's expected. And Swampert's also cool. Anyway, Whiscash here, I don't even want to say contends with Swampert. It nearly eclipses Swampert. The only reason you have Swampert now is for water DPS over ground DPS. Because that is what makes them different. Whiscash's air quotes nuke move is now Scald. And Swampert's nuke move is Earthquake. So they literally just swip moves. Which is fine and healthy. Alright? They're almost there. But it's like they added too much fucking Chemical X. They added too much Chemical X. Scald is stupid. This is stupid. This is stupid. They added too much Chemical X to Scald. This needs to be like a 25% chance at best if we're looking at 1.7 DP along with their change. Because they changed how much damage it did too. They made it 5 energy more. They added 5 energy more to Scald, and then also made it a 50% chance to drop the attack. Those two things should not have happened at the same time, or at least whatever the odds of it were beforehand should not have been made to 50 goddamn %. This is not okay. Especially, like, only if those Pokemon, like the three, I think it was Tentacruel, Vaporeon, and I have to look it up again. Tentacruel, Vaporeon, and Poliwhirl, right? Those 3 Pokemon only had Scald. And I think Scald was like a legacy move from like 2018 or whatever, right? Like, they could have made Scald change the damage it did, and it would have been fine, because it says greater chance, which means it did have a chance beforehand. So they could have just changed the power and made it more exclusive and be done with it. But the fact that they made it a 50% change is ridiculous. Redonkulous. Alright. Oh, but I'm not done. Hell no, I'm not done. You want to know what else happened this season? Move updates. Move set changes. Alright. Move attack availability updates. I'm going to start from the bottom and go to the top, because at the top is already where all the BS is going to happen, right? So, we got Triple Axle on Ice types. Articuno, love that for them. Delibird, still unusable. Frostlass, Avalanche was kind of best in slot, but I guess if you want to take the Powder Snow, which was already like, you know, Powder Snow was what we discussed earlier. It's like a lower damage, higher energy generation attack. With Triple Axle, you can sacrifice the damage that Avalanche was already doing in exchange to make your fast attacks deal more. So like Frostblast has mix-up, and that's fine. Cryogonal getting Triple Axle is actually a godsend. Because I was actually looking at Cryogonal, because its stat product is like really nice. And it has Night Slash as an ice type, which is super unique. It has Solar Beam and all that, and that's fine. Yeah, like, this Pokemon's good. If you want a pure ice type, which is kind of fragile, but if you want, like, dark TPS for some reason, this Pokemon's okay. And Cryogonal getting this is a beautiful change. Palisand getting Astonish is still not better than Mudshot, but I guess if you want more Ghost DPS, then you have the mix-up there, that's fine. Toxicroak Shadow Ball, love that for them. Oh. As an old PvPer, seeing Vigoroth, the dumb ape, get Rock Slide after being a subjugate to counter Body Slam since Vigoroth's inception doesn't feel great, but I love that for them. Now they're an anti-flyer on top of having counter goddamn body slam. So Vigoroth is amazing. In the open meta, Medicham and Deoxys are still right there. But Vigoroth can rock it too with his own like exclusive stuff, and that's really cool and unique. And obviously this only affects like Great League. You're never going to see, well, I shouldn't say never because there's some crazy people out there who have XL Vigoroth for the Ultra League. Don't think Rock Slide really helps them, but this is great for Great League. Don't worry about it. I already want a tangent with Scald. Whalmer and Wailord, looking at you, PvP Steve. These guys definitely needed Scald. Love that for them. I also recently made a video using Wailord with Water Gun Hyper Beam because I'm charged TM poor, and I honestly didn't know that these guys got Scald, but this is great. Whalmer also has Body Slam, Water Gun, and is an abuser of the XL system, so this guy's probably a big winner with this little smile on his face. Crawdon and Corphish actually have a very saturated market for their exclusively water DPS. I guess he could run Vice Grip, but that move is also terrible, but I'm not going into how the charge move market is also very bad, but the charge... anyway. Yeah, those guys don't really need that change, but happy for them if Scald wasn't busted, which it's going to change. There's no way that they look at Scald and say that's okay. Anyway, I already went into my Wizcast tangent. Ludicolo... I mean, the only thing holding Ludicolo back is that it doesn't have a bait move. So getting Scald added onto it is kind of like the Claydol situation, where it's like, no bait move equal no Riz. So, Ludicolo, you have Energy Ball, Ice Beam, and now Scald. Great. Love that for you. Learn a bait move. Same thing with Lombre, I think. Let me actually check Lombre. He might get like Grass Knot or something. Lombre. Yeah, similar thing with, okay, I guess I get Bubble Beam, as opposed to Ludicolo, who I think makes it Hydro Pumping now. Oh my god, this is TM hell. Who? Yeah, okay, so the only thing that Lombre has going for it is it has Bubble Beam, but now you're like, well, I guess it's time to run a full water moveset, and that's not the whole point of winning a water grass type, so... Scald, these guys didn't need it. Lotad, I think this would really only change Little Cup, and if you take Little Cup seriously, I think you need to seek help. I'm just kidding. Anyway, this thing was already running like Razor Leaf, so you're only going to throw one move anyway, and I guess if you're going to go out with a bang, you can now run Scald. Sure. Suicune getting Scald. I think a lot of people have gone into depth about how Suicune could potentially do stuff now, because it used to run Bubble Beam and Hydro Pump. This was another old head. Oh no, it was Ice Beam. Yeah, this is an old head thing where, people would have to search for their research Suicunes from, I don't know, 2019 when legendaries were still in research. And finding them still is a nightmare, but you can. And now it has Scald. So it's a similar situation with Ludicolo where there's not a lot of... Actually, it's the same situation with Lombre. Like, you had Bubble Beam, which is your water bait move, but now I guess you can just run a full water DPS set and be done with it. Beautiful stat distribution. Didn't really need Scald. Moving on. Quillfish. I think the only... Well, it had Aqua Tail. And you'd prefer to run Aqua Tail because it's his only bait move. Like, if your bait move is the same as your air quote nuke move, or just like harder hitting move, then you're now running a less expressive moveset. You're not making like full type coverage availability, so like it's not that great for Quillfish. The Slow Kings getting Scald. They recently got Surf from a community day. Same situation. Politoed, Weather Ball, same situation. Slowbro, Glare and Slowbro, same situation. That's all the people who got Scald. So, like, it is what it is. You can run Scald if you want to do a full water moveset, which might be good for a limited meta. Anyway, we're moving on from that. We got Vikavolt with Fly. As a bug electric type, what in God's name are you hitting with Fly? The bugs? No. The fighting types? You resist those. Is Fly only super effective on 2 types? Bug, grass, fighting. Well, I just mentioned bug. But, like, you could just hit bug neutrally. Yeah, why would you sacrifice stab over hitting a bug type? Like, well, I guess for fighting, but at that point, it's like, you're resisting fighting. I think Fly is literally only to hit fighting types, and the only fighting types that exist are like Toxicroak and Medicham, so I guess Vikavolt can hit them with its crazy high attack stat, and maybe it'll one-shot, and if it doesn't one-shot, it's dead. So, good on you, Vikavolt. You're doing great. Talonflame getting Fly. Oh god. Oh yeah, that's the stuff right there. Talonflame getting Fly. Now we can finally punch back against Medicham instead of having to use Brave Bird and killing ourselves all the time. Finally, dude. Brilliant change. The guy who did this also probably changed Psychic. We love that guy. Promote that guy. Fletchinder getting Fly. I think even Fletchinder had game back before, because I think it had Aerial Ace, right? Let me check. Fletchinder. Yeah, I had. It's literally running full flying now instead of Flame Charge, but you can run. Wait. What's the difference between Fly and Aerial Ace, actually? Hold up. Flying. Fly. Okay, so Fly is 5 energy more for 0.4 more damage. So I guess you could run Aerial Ace as like a baitier bait move, but you could also just run Fly and be better. Anyway, I have to go back. Anyway, Fletchling, I don't think that changes much for the little guy, but he's there. The Braviary is getting Fly. Good. Braviary. This Braviary. Okay. This guy right here, Mr. American Bird, Bald Eagle, and his Hisuian cousin, Braviary Hisui. Unfortunately, Hisui lost the mix-up in the transfer to being old. Being very old. I mean, it has Psychic, which just got nerfed. Anyway, yeah, it's Fly now. Wait. Hisui and Braviary is tankier than regular Braviary. Gets Dazzling Gleam? Hold up. I'm kind of leaning in right now. Okay. It's probably the fast moves that are holding it back, but if they change Zen Headbutt to not be Dog Water like we already talked about, then maybe this guy's actually cooking. We'll see. He's brewing up. He's got the Fly now. He's got a bait move. Because other than that, it was Ominous Wind beforehand, which is bad because the move Omni boosts you and it's not stab, but that's a good change. Love that for the Hisui and Braviary. But this guy right here, I was studying earlier because this guy's actually very exclusive to get into the Great League, but now Rufflet are spawning out in the wild like hotcakes. Well, they were, so you could probably get one below enough. But like this guy's moveset is insane. This is what I want to see in like most Pokemon. There is no repeated typings here. Okay, well, he has Brave Bird. But Close Combat, Heat Wave, Rock Slide, Steel Wing, Air Slash. Like, it has all the stabs that it wants except for normal, which wasn't hitting anything for super effective anyway. So this guy's moveset is like what I aspire most Pokemon to be like. Like, just having type coverage out the butt so you can finally have, like, mix-up. Because freedom and mix-up is what makes Pokemon special for me. Because you could have the same thing from somebody, do an entirely different job, and still make that work. And that's what I love about mix-up in Pokemon, and freedom. Anyway. Those guys are good. Rufflet getting fly. I think this thing was already, like, primary flying. And it was yeah. Oh, yeah, Rock Tomb. Yeah. Yeah, this guy's cutting it up. Wing attack, Rock Tomb, fly. You can do stuff. That's cool. Staraptor getting fly. We already had the community day for Gust, but then they changed wing attack and Gust is null and void unless you want to run Gust. I still don't know why you would. Staraptor. Similar thing with Braviary. It's another normal flying type that gets fly in close combat, but no rock slide anymore, which I kind of don't like. But you have probably better stat distribution, honestly. Braviary. Yeah, you have more attack, less defense and HP than Braviary, but you have wing attack, which just makes it better Braviary, unfortunately. Like, if we gave this thing wing attack right here, right now, you would die, because this thing has a higher attack stat. And this is what I love about the Pokemon balancing, because essentially, attack stat can be treated like main series Pokemon's speed stat, because you win that CMP now, right? And that's also very ironic, because the speed stat and special attack and physical attack of a Pokemon is CP is incorporated in its attack stat. So, like, the CMP change way back when was such a brilliant change, and I cannot thank them enough, because it changed so much from being like stat product equals win product in Pokemon, which we still kind of see today, but that's just how it will be until more moves like the psychic change are made. I'm not going to scroll all the way back up there anyway. Tangent over. Staraptor with fly, good. More bait move that doesn't kill yourself like close combat. Very nice. Anyway. Delibird, still unusable. Alolan Sandslash getting Aerial Ace. You can now hit the fighting types that were going to kill you in 4 turns anyway. So I guess if you're a Shadow and they are lower health, you can now finish them off with Aerial Ace, but you also have to account for sacrificing it over the Ice Ground, Ice Punch, Drill Run combo that it was already working with. But that's just the thing. Now you get to contemplate having to change, and now you can have mix-up if you wanted. Alolan Sandslash getting Aerial Ace is a nice sidearm. It just puts another, like, notch in its belt for how good it is. This is okay. The Small of Line getting Trailblaze. Arboliva. It already had Seed Bomb. Case closed. If you run Trailblaze, you are looking to deal Razor Leaf damage. And if you're dealing Razor Leaf damage, then you're kind of a full grass moveset, and you're, like, getting rid of the nuance of the Pokemon, and you could have just ran Victreebel anyway, which does everything better. Trailblaze isn't the best. I think similar with Dolive. I think Dolive and Arboliva get literally the exact same thing, but Arboliva is less attack for more... No, it's more attack for less, yeah, you know. So, you have better, like, stat product over here, but it's literally the same Pokemon. Case closed. Low Kicks. I actually haven't looked into this guy at all, so we're going to take a little journey with our buggy buddy together. Bug Bite and Sucker Punch. I think Bug Bite is literally only viable on Fortress, who is carried by its Steel typing. And now we're part Dark. But Bug Dark is incredibly unique. I think it's only... I think this is the only Bug Dark type. Hold up. Just make a new tab here. Does Bug Dark exist outside of low kicks? Bug and Dark. No. Okay, so low kicks is the only Bug Dark type, and it's literally from Paldea, which is the newest generation, so this is now a new type that we can use. Very good. Unfortunately has the probably sucky version of Sucker Punch until we get that buffed next season, or whenever Niantic decides to take a look at it. Otherwise, we're running Bug Bite, which is okay. We have Dark Pulse as opposed to Foul Play. I don't know if it does get Foul Play, but now we have Trailblaze. That makes Bug Bite deal more damage and X-Scissor deal more damage, so now Trailblaze is cool mix-up. What you would hit with Trailblaze as a Bug Dark type, I do not know. Maybe Azu. Or Tapu Fini. Or a Rock type. Oh, a Rock type would work, yeah. But Rock also doesn't exist outside of Carbink, and if you're fighting a Carbink as a Bug Dark type, you have to, I think your opponent has to, like, wear a blindfold and guess where their phone is in order to change that matchup. You have to, like, make them spin around in a circle with a blindfold and see if they can find their phone in order for Carbink to ever lose that matchup, but go right ahead. Greedent getting Trailblaze. This chubby little rodent, has so much going for it that it's honestly stuffing its cheeks with how many changes it's got. And I say changes like 2 seasons worth of changes. I think it got Mudshot from last season, and now it has Trailblaze from this season. So now I guess you have to use a TM to even consider its moveset. Because before it only learned Body Slam and Crunch. So good for Greedent. Good change. Good mix-up. Don't really have to go into it. Oranguru getting Trailblaze. Yeah. Good. Good Guru. Good Guru. It's honestly a good change. Like, it's not specifically targeted towards, like, anything really. Maybe Greninja was, like, threatening it, I guess. Otherwise, Oranguru getting Trailblaze is just more mix-up, which is good. Because the gorilla had, like... Or I guess it's an ape. No, orangutan. Anyway. Oranguru. Yeah, had Future Sight. And Psychic, which just got nerfed. Always wants Foul Play as best in slot, but... Trailblaze, yeah, it's mix-up. And its stat product is beautiful. 2022. Hey. Anyway, the cactuses. Cool. Think they need more than Trailblaze to change them. Yeah, bait move like Seed Bomb would work. Anything under 50 energy would work for a Cacturn, seeing how its stat product is not the greatest. I think 83 attack is comparable to a folded piece of paper, or maybe a piece of paper cut in half, and its HP does not compensate for that, so we would like a bait move here. Yeah. We needed Seed Bomb, not Trailblaze, but you're getting there, Niantic. You're doing it. He's getting there. Ariados with Trailblaze. I guess you can kill Swampert better than you were before. Ariados. Okay. Yeah, Lunge and Trailblaze. Still don't know what you're quite doing with Trailblaze, seeing as how... Well, no, you can make your bait moves deal more damage, like Cross Poison. And I guess X-Scissor, because it doesn't have... Or no, it doesn't have X-Scissor. It's just Lunge. So yeah, Trailblaze literally isn't affecting how much Poison Sting is doing, unless there's like a certain breakpoint, but I don't even know what that would be. So Trailblaze only affects Lunge, which I guess you get Stab on. And Trailblaze also hits like all the water and rock that threaten Ariados, so it's just a good change in general. Very good. Why are cats learning Trailblaze? Why are our Persians learning Trailblaze? Alolan. A Feint Attack is still like that middling, like it's not good anywhere, it's just kind of neutral, so. Foul Play and Trailblaze. Grass and Dark. It's literally doing the job that Cacturn was doing, and it probably has a better stat product. Oh yeah, it does. Huh. You're not getting stabbed from Trailblaze, but if you didn't need the DPS from Grass anyway, and you just wanted more fast attack damage from Dark typing, then you could run the cat. You could run the cat over the Grass and Dark type. Sure. Give Cacturn a bait move, and then there would actually be competition there. Otherwise, you could just run Alolan Persian. Anyway, I guess Cacturn has Poison Jab. Anyway, the Raichu's getting Trailblaze is a work of art. Now they can finally stop Swampert right in its tracks. This is healthy. This is just healthy. Parabolic. Huh? Huh? With the... When the... And the... What shit? With the... But the... But the... When the... No! No! This is TM fodder. This is the same guy who changed Scald. Who did this? What does this do? What does this do? Actually, what does this do? Who put this line of code? Who got this employee? Who did this? Who did this? Who made this change? This is now a TM waster. How many TMs does this thing have now? Okay, so it's kind of like that Greedent situation where it only had 2 moves. This is literally just to make the PvPers angry. Just in case the Dene is good anywhere because it has like a decent stat product for being an electric type. Now you have Parabolic Charge just to put a wrench in your plans. Just to mess with your dinner. Discharge. There's nothing here. This is a dog water move. No. Anyway. Enough time wasted on that waste of oxygen. Frigibax and Arctibax getting Icy Wind. I honestly can't remember if Frigibax actually does anything. I think it might. Yeah, it's pretty close. This is a XL best buddy project for sure, but it's doing the same thing that Arctibax is, right? Arctibax. Yeah, I think this whole line is doing the same thing, like Dragon Breath, Avalanche, Dragon Claw, which is a god tier moveset, by the way. And it's both stab. Them getting Icy Wind is just good mix-up. It's the same similar situation with Frostlass, where they didn't really necessarily need Triple Axle. These guys should have gotten Triple Axle, and Frostlass should have gotten Icy Wind, in my opinion. Because Dragon Breath is more of like a I'm gonna kill you move. So we should probably put like Triple Axle on these guys who actually make use of their fast move, rather than Triple Axle being on the Frostlass, which doesn't really use their fast move for too much damage, but I guess it does deal damage, like, Anyway. Good change. I hear from up above that Hisuian Avalugg being a terror in the Master League. Good for them. Avalugg, good for them. I think they were an abuser of Ice Fang, Body Slam, and Avalanche, so it's like now they can live a little longer as an ice type, which is always good. Abomasnow. I think that, no, it has Ice Weather Ball. It's the same thing with the Scald folks. It's okay. You have mix-up, not really. It's another TM waster. Anyway, Wigglytuff with Icy Wind. A Charm user with 220 stamina getting Icy Wind. How much does a single stat modifier change? Damage dealt is 1.25. Okay. So let's look at Bastiodon, right? Let's assume that we have defense up. Damage taken is by 0.8, right? It takes... Icy Wind is 45 energy, Charm is 6 energy, so that will take 8 charms to throw 1 Icy Wind. And then it will take 7 charms with exact energy to throw Icy Wind. So, that's okay. That'll take a decent amount of time, and Wigglytuff will probably be half health by the time it does that in neutral matchup. 75 times 0.8. No, it'd be 75 times 1.2. Okay, so now you have 90 defense on a 220 HP Pokemon. I suppose in the nicest way to word that, that's unique. Yeah. 2 changes is 1.6, so I guess we could do 75 times 1.4-ish. So now you have 105 defense on a 220 stamina Pokemon. With a Charm Stab fast move. And the fastest Fairy DPS move. Let's just say Wigglytuff's a winner this season. And now for the final act. Poliwrath. Let us review all the bullshit we've just went over. Counter. The Community Day move introduced to Poliwrath literally this year, in 2023. Brilliant. A great change. We all know counter is good. This was an okay change, especially for a Community Day representative. Like, this is an okay thing. This is fine, right? Its old moveset was Ice Punch, Dynamic Punch. There wasn't really any water DPS other than its old move, Bubble. So if you wanted a water-focused Poliwrath, you could have Mix-Up. You could change its move, and you could either have a counter build or a bubble build. That's fine. We now have Scald, which is a stupidly insane move. And now, for the final move, Ice Punch has upgraded into Icy Wind. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 100% debuffing, 120 damage with 130 HP, water fighting, pure stab Pokemon. And it gets a Shadow variant. Do you understand what has just happened? This Pokemon has not only changed in a single year, it has changed in a single month. The entirety of this Pokemon is different from how it played. When was Poliwrath Community Day? Pokemon Go Poliwrath Community Day. July 30th. This Pokemon is completely different than the Pokemon it was 6 months ago. This Pokemon is insane. It has the best fast move in the game, a 100% chance to nerf your attack, covering its weaknesses to grass and flying perfectly, and then its stab nuke move has a 50% chance to nerf your stat product in your attack stat, and it's 1.7 damage. And on top of all of this, it has a Shadow variant. Shiny Shadow variant, by the way. Either the boys at the desk wanted Medicham gone and they wanted their frog up front, or somebody was smoking something in the lab and needed to be evicted immediately. This right here, listen, if San Antonio, the last meta over in Europe, and probably whatever's to come in January, don't have Poliwrath in it, you are at a significant disadvantage. This is the new Medicham. You can't escape this. This Pokemon is so warping, it takes everything that Medicham was doing and just makes it water. It's even worse than Medicham. Medicham had a 10%, what was it, 30% chance? Psychic. Where's Psychic? 10% chance to change your attack stat. This is guaranteed and a 50%. Your attack stat will never be what it is against a Poliwrath after, like, spending 5 seconds with Poliwrath in battle. Poliwrath doesn't have this stat product. This stat product right here, right? You are looking at, let's say, it's got 1 debuff on you right now, right? Okay, hold on. Okay, just for ease, we're just going to do 120 times 1.2. This Pokemon has 144 defense with 138 HP. Oh. And water fighting's resistances are like, there's so many. Look, let me just look up Poliwrath, just base form. Where is it? Type effectiveness. It is weak to flying, grass, electric, psych. Oh, right. Weak to flying, grass, electric, psychic, and fairy. Psychic just died. Electric doesn't exist unless you are bulky enough to withstand whatever the hell is happening in the meta at the moment, which I believe is Charge-a-Bug, Lantern, that's it. So 2 Pokemon are stopping Poliwrath. Grass, which is the whole job of its typing, and flying. And Fairy doesn't truly exist unless you have Disarming Voice or are bulky enough to throw a Moonblast at it, And even then, Moonblast takes so long to get to that you're probably getting nerfed in your attack stat, so you won't even kill anyway. That's a little exaggerating, though, because Poliwrath is hitting you with counter, so you'd probably just live, and you'd probably still beat that matchup, but the best bet against a Poliwrath is probably a Fairy type. Because Flying in Grass just got hit by Ice Punch or Icy Wind. And now they're dealing less damage, and if I'm not mistaken, every flying type that's currently in the meta has another typing that is weak to water. Gligar is weak to, well, it's quad weak to Ice Wind. And Talonflame, who just got Fly to even fight back against this new nemesis, dies to Scald. Instantly. Even worse if it's a Shadow variant. So, you either have to beat this thing with an Electric type or a bulky Fairy type. Otherwise, you have to have something up on it. You have to be a flying type that can reach its flying move faster than it can reach Icy Wind. Either way, Poliwrath is covering its own ass in a huge way, and all of this happened literally a month ago. This is insanity. If you do not learn from history, you are doomed to repeat it, and we're watching it in real time. This isn't healthy. This can't be healthy. I'm not insane, right? Like, this is Poliwrath. This is Medicham with a Shadow variant and a guaranteed attack drop chance. Like, let me look at Medicham's stat product right now. Medicham has 123 stat product. What is Poliwrath without all the stuff I added onto it? Okay. It's 1925. Okay. You could literally make a Medicham without Medicham Psychic type. All you're doing is swapping the water typing and losing like 100 or 200 stat product. And if you throw Icy Wind, which it now gets, you now have the same overall like stat product as a Medicham. Poliwrath is a Medicham under a blanket. Like, with eye holes cut out, right? Like, this is insanity. They made a new Medicham after killing old Medicham. And people are still running Medicham. They're still running Psychic. Because the only guy who can stop Poliwrath is a Psychic type. Do you see this? This can't be right. This can't be healthy. This can't be good for a meta. At all. Right? If it takes the guy that you're, like... If it takes, like, the top meta Pokemon from the last season to kill the new top dog, you're just making the highest competition, like, fight each other. No, that's not the right way to word it, because that sounds like a healthy competition, right? Like, this isn't freedom. This is two Goliaths slapping each other over dominance over everyone else, so they can see who's the new king of the meta. Right? Like, every other Pokemon is oppressed because these guys exist. And Medicham was only taken down a peg. This isn't killing Medicham. This is making Medicham normal. Poliwrath has ascended to godhood. And he has two different forms. You can have your heavily offensive Shadow variant, which you wouldn't want to run because you can just have a Medicham after an Icy Wind. Like, the only reason you would run the Shadow variant is if you want Scald to, like, get the finishing blow. Otherwise, you'd want Icy Wind's attack nerf to be maximized. So you'd want the more product for, like, defense for that. Because with the Shadow bonus, you're dropping attack, or you're dropping defense for more attack, right? So this right here, this can't go on. This can't continue. The only thing that could possibly make this better is to change Scald. Adding Icy Wind is fine. It's adding mix-up to Poliwrath. And it already had Ice Punch, so it's literally like not doing anything in that department, right? But Scald? Scald is the culprit of everything wrong with this season. We already discussed, like, the move exclusivity of all the moves that already, like, changed based on effects, right? Like Leaf Tornado, Octazooka, Tri-Attack, and they're, like, only exclusive to maybe a max of, like, 8 Pokemon. If that, right? We gave it to everybody, told them that they could run around with... Okay, I have to also talk about, like, the damage per energy, right? For these moves. Leaf Tornado, Dog Water. Octazooka, Dog Water. Tri-Attack, Dog Water. Breaking Swipe. It's a little good, but it's not 1.5, right? Like, it's not breaking that barrier. Scald is 1.7. Tri-Attack doesn't even come close to that. Octazooka's even worse. 1.7 is ludicrous. Absolutely ludicrous. Either the percentage chance needs to fall down to, like, maybe a 25 or 20%, or Scald needs a damage nerf immediately. This is not okay. And I think everybody and their mother that they bring to the tournament agrees that this Scald, this new Scald, is oppressive as hell. And it makes battling hell. Because now people are either guaranteed to run a Poliwrath or a Whiscash on their team, if not both. I've seen triple water. I've seen quad water with Dugong, Azu, Poliwrath, and Whiscash. You have saturated the water market. Ironically, saturating the water market sounds so funny, but the water market is insane now. Like, water is obvious. Water and normal and, like, grass and all that are the most common typing, right? And that's because their typing alone is very, like, defensively, like, good. Like, it's only weak to grass and electric. But then you gave the water types ice without really changing anything for the electric or grass types. The only thing you gave for grass types was Trailblaze on, like, half the things that aren't even grass, and everything that was grass already had, like, Seed Bomb. So the grass didn't get any love. The electric certainly didn't get any love. Looking at the poor Dedenne here, who basically got told to use a Charge TM or screw himself. No. This is terrible. This is terrible. There's so many good changes in this season, but you had to change Scald. You had to. Some guy at the desk wanted this move. It's literally only Scald. That's my only gripe with this season. That's the whole reason I pressed the record button today, is just Scald. But I had to talk about everything else about the current state of PvP because I also want the poo-poo moves to not be poo-poo anymore. Because they have no reason to be. Right? So, rant over. 2 hours and 30 minutes in. I could go even longer about the charge moves because I know a lot of these probably don't exist. Like my favorite move is Wrap Pink. This is just funny to me. But there are infinitely, probably like quadruple more charge moves in the game than there are fast moves. So it'd probably be like its whole own discussion. But I guess let me know if you want to hear about that, if you somehow made it to this point. But there are just some poo-poo moves that did not translate well from like the CP change and the PvP addition to Pokemon Go that need to be looked at immediately, or at least recently. Because they obviously need like more content each season to make it PvP more interesting and diverse and all that. But like, I swear to God, 2 out of 4, or like literally half the moves in Pokemon Go could change overnight and it would be an entirely different meta. Because there are just straight up moves that Pokemon that have access to and are immediately shut down because the moves aren't viable is insane. Like, I can't find a good move right now. Low Sweep. 40 damage, 40 energy, 1 DP with no other change. Why does this move exist? Other than to be TM fodder. This move could easily be 35 energy, 1.25 damage. That's kind of even worse than a lot of other moves. Just make an Aqua Tail clone. Just make an Aqua Tail clone as a fighting type move. Horn Attack here. I just saw it. Horn Attack here. No. 1.4 damage. No. This doesn't need to happen. Anyway, I'll save that for another discussion. This thing's going on way too long. Change Scald season 17, or I'm gonna cry. Have a good discussion. I don't know.